everybody, welcome to yoga with me, Suzie. Lovely to see you all, and thanks for joining me today. So this is our release series that we're doing, ready to get ready for spring, and this is our second episode, hips and legs. So a really juicy one. We've gone straight into the juice. So everybody that does yoga with me, if you do yoga with me regularly, you know that I absolutely love hip work. I know that it works, and for years and years, many years ago, I really felt like my hamstrings were too short. I actually thought I had a problem when my hamstrings were too short, but I actually started stretching them every day and doing my hip opening, and lo and behold, I opened them up, and I now notice the difference when I'm regularly stretching. So I really wanted to help offer you guys, my beautiful YouTube family, some stretches to do at home every day, if you can, to really just start to open and give you that freedom. Yeah, so if we've got open hips and open hamstrings and long legs, we've got this freedom in our pelvis, we have a lot of freedom in mobility. Obviously our legs carry us around, so it's really important. And a lot of the time we're sitting a lot, yeah? So if you're sitting a lot, either you're at a desk, you're driving, you're watching TV, it's really doing a lot of tightening up of our hips. So sitting is terrible for us. So as much as possible, try not to sit if you can. Try and take a squat instead, or maybe you move your desk so that you can stand up and work. But yeah, sitting isn't great. We can also find that we have tight legs and hamstrings if we're like running or we're doing some really hard sport. So I find I do weightlifting outside of yoga, and I find the two are a really beautiful balance. You can check my series with my beautiful friend Aaron, a specific series we're doing for strong bodies, so for bodybuilders and athletes. But whether you're an athlete and you're joining this now, this will just be perfect for you too. But basically, if we're doing a lot of leg work, I find leg workouts and squats, and sometimes some back workouts can really tighten up my hips. So we're going to get into those lovely juicy parts of the hips and really get a bit of a dancer flow going. So I love this warrior dancer flow. So any of you that do yoga with me regularly know that we do this quite often. It's a really nice way to open the hips. So it could be a go-to sequence for you. So this is going to be about a 30-minute video, and I hope that you can join in some of my longer classes if you want a little bit more. You can find them at suzieford.com, or you can just drop me a message to join a class. So let's get going. So we're going to just start in seated position. So if you're not already comfy, get comfy. You want to be a little bit elevated here, so a nice long spine. So if you need to, sit on a block or a blanket folded up. So I've got a beautiful wedge cushion that I sit in for meditation. So this is a really nice way to lift the hips. So roll something up, a cushion or a blanket, if you're feeling like you're rounding into your back here. So we want to be nice and upright and alert. Just closing the eyes down. Oh, and just starting to let the shoulders relax down the back of the body. Start to let everything sink down. So whatever you've been doing before this, just let that go now. You're here and present on your mat, and that is a beautiful thing. Here to meet yourself wherever you are. So just starting to breathe deeply into the belly, and just notice, just drop into your body and notice what's going on for you. What's there for you today? What do you need to let go of or work into? So sometimes those things that we really need to work into can immediately show themselves. Yeah, I notice that happens for me a lot. I might think that I'm okay, and I sit down ready for yoga, and I think, oh, my hip or my shoulder or something like that comes up. So just let those things come up. Your body knows what it needs. So let's let that intuitive knowing, your inner guru, the only guru that really counts, let it guide you. So just breathing into those tight places. Breathing all the way out. Just 2 more long breaths, just to come face to face with you and what's going on the inside. Because again, that's really all that matters. Our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So if there's ever things that you want changed in your outer world, coming to yoga, coming onto your mat to sit in meditation, to move your body, to listen to your body is really an amazing thing to do. You're listening to what's going on inside, so that we can then be there present with it and help things that we no longer need to be released, and sit with things that are there that need to be noticed. So for me, yoga is all about noticing myself, noticing what's going on inside. When you're on your mat, this is your sacred place to really see what's going on in your heart and your body. So we're going to start to move, just starting to roll the shoulders back. So let's just bring the hands to heart center, and we're going to start with an Om. So just taking one normal breath first, and remembering that if you want to just listen, you can, but it's a really nice thing to get involved with. Just Omming, making the universal sound. So taking a long deep breath to Om on the exhalation. Breathing, just gently, long deep breaths. Lovely. Just rolling the shoulders back. Great. So we're going to just get into some hip circles, start to warm up our spine. So taking a roll around on your hips in a circular motion, inhaling forward, heart space opens, exhaling, sending your shoulders back so the back of the heart reaches back, front of the heart reaches forward, exhale back. Trying to find the edges of your hips. So I really like this movement. I like any sort of flowing when I first get into yoga. You're just starting to notice what's going on with your body, what your body needs, easing it into that movement. And let's go the other way. Go with your breath. Belly breaths. One more. Good, and coming to stillness. Just rolling your shoulders back. And let's take a little bit of a neck loop. And leave your head over to the left. Maybe you add in a stretch with the right fingers, so reaching this arm really far away from you. Let the head hang. Oh, that feels nice. And then gently looking down towards your left knee, still letting your head hang. Start to notice what tension's there. Breathe out, release. Let your head hang forward now. And let's look towards the right knee with your head over to the side. Just getting that lovely long diagonal in the back of the neck. And then take the head across to the right, looking forward. With your head over to the side, let it hang. Again, stretch the other arm out onto fingertips. This just adds to that stretch. Beautiful stretch. Good, now when you're ready, look all the way up. So nice long neck, we're not crunching back. Keeping the long neck, as if we're trying to lift the head off the shoulders. Oh, good. So we're going to go straight into our beautiful sun salutations. We're going to do our sun salutation B today. This might be called other things for other people, but this is a beautiful one where we start with chair. So we're starting straight away with the legs and getting into our warrior ones, and then we're going to go into our warrior flow and stretch out all that beautiful heat at the end. So I hope you're ready for this journey. Let's start at the front of the mat. So big toes together, knees together, and as we inhale, we're swooping down and finding a really long spine, long tailbone, arms lifting up. Find your chair pose, pressing your legs together. Good, beautiful. Breathing here, tucking the tailbone under so we're nice and long through the spine. And as you exhale, fold it out. Let's let the legs feel like they're being freed here. Bending the knees though, so our belly is to our thighs to keep a nice safe lower back. Good, as you inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or wherever feels good. And we're bringing the weight into that grounding. Remember the grounding from our first episode. We're wanting to be really grounded through the feet, grounded into the earth for these poses, for this release. We're supported and held as we release anything that we're holding on to in our body. So let's breathe it out and step it back to plank, lower through your chaturanga. Let's come to Cobra first. Pubic bone pressing down. Your elbows are bent and you're coming to wherever you need to here, but we're shining the heart forward. So again, it's not about the depth of the pose, it's about the feeling. So let's flow it back, downward dog. And we're going to come straight into our warrior one. So step your right foot forwards. The back foot is about 45 degrees, both hips forward. This is a beautiful pose to stretch the back of the back leg. So bending through this front leg, and I can tell this, I haven't done this for a few days. You get tension in the calf, yeah? We're just freeing that here. So hips both facing forward. Keep that tailbone long, pubic bone pressing up, so we get this neutrality here. And as you inhale, let's reach the arms back. Pressing the heart space forward, but keeping this engagement here. So in Blissology, we call this our suspenders. So for any of you Brits doing this lesson with me, you can imagine my surprise when my yoga teacher told me to put the suspenders on here. It was a pretty funny moment because I think I was the only Brit in the training, and anyway, you can imagine. But what we really mean is braces, yeah? Get your braces going. So you want to imagine that you've got braces attaching between here, your ribs, and your pelvis. And this keeps that position, that strong core here, so that when we lift, we're not leaning up out of that. We're keeping that strength. Maybe we're falling over. Good, as we exhale, let's bend the front leg, step it back, find your downward dog. Let's take the other side, left foot forward. Find your warrior one, find your braces or your suspenders. Reaching up, good, lovely. That is really what yoga is all about. It's all about that way of life. It's that fun, that joy. We're getting into our joy body. We don't do yoga just to go through poses that are hard and that stretch us. We're wanting to release our body. We're wanting to release those issues from the tissues. Again, another Blissology, beautiful, beautiful term. We're wanting to release those things that we're holding in our body so we can find our beautiful, innate nature underneath all of that, which is love. It's love. Good, let's bring it down, press it back to downward dog. Just give the legs a shake, and we're going to do a lovely little psoas stretch while we're here. So as you inhale, lift your right leg, bend that knee, and let the foot fall. Now I can look under my left arm or over my left arm and see my foot. So we're going to carry this on, and we're going to open up into a wild thing. So you can either drop the foot from here, or you can come back to your downward dog and just step your foot over. But your foot is going to come and land on the left of your mat. So let that foot fall and then twist it round, sending your hips up. Oh, what a beautiful pose. And then bring it back to downward dog. And let's take the other side. So we're lifting the left leg, bend the knee, Allow that leg to fall over to the side. So we are opening the hips. Some people do this without opening the hips. I like to really open the hips. Let that foot fall. Opening to Wild Thing. Pressing the hips up, up, up. Good, lovely. Come back to your downward dog. And as you inhale, bring the feet between the hands. Exhale, folding down. Inhale into your chair position. Chair pose. Long spine. Arms pressing back. And exhale. So we're going to go straight into that lovely warrior dancer pose. So as you inhale, chair pose. As you exhale, fold it forward. Good, lovely. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Up to you. Exhale, hips high, downward dog. Woo, let those flips out. Good, we're going to step the right foot forward now. So bring that right foot forward. Find your warrior one again. Hips facing forward. We're going to move from our warrior one in a moment. But to start with, let's bring a little back bend into it. So release the back heel and find your lunge. A nice long, strong back leg here. So it's a little bit wobbly, a little bit wibbly wobbly. Move your feet apart. So you've got a little bit more space to ground you. So feel your feet into the mat. And when you're ready, lifting up. I like to take a bit of a volcano mudra. And if you want to, you can look up towards the sky. Dropping here. Keeping this strong, strong core to stretch through the front of the leg here. Good. As we inhale, we're going to open. Open your hips to me. Open them to the side. So your hips open to the side of the mat. Bend through the front leg. Let's find warrior two. To be as open as possible. Heart space open too. Bring those hands out. Reaching through the fingers. Beautiful warrior one. Warrior two. I'm going to help me find you the name. Good, as you inhale from here, we're going to turn that palm up, and we're going to roll the arms back. Legs stay where they are, find your reverse warrior. Keep this left hip pressing back. So your left glute is doing work here, yeah? Get that bum doing some work. Maybe you're looking up towards your arm, and we're thinking that we're lifting through this armpit. So we're lifting this arm, so we're not crunching into this side waist here. Good, lovely, nice and long breathing. Maybe you can go a little bit lower with the legs. And as you inhale from here, we're going to windmill the arms the other way. I know the thighs burning by now. Find side angle pose. Really windmill this chest open here, reaching through the top arm. Hips are down again. This left glute is doing the work. And maybe you can go a little bit lower. Maybe your elbow is on the knee. Maybe your elbow is on the inside of the knee. Wherever you are, we're not leaning the body weight onto that arm. We're lifting through the crown of the head. Good, one more pose. As we inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg almost straight and open to triangle. So if it feels better for you, you can come up and reach into your triangle pose. But again, we're opening here. So if you're leaning forward in your triangle, just come up slightly so we can be open. Get this hip pulling back. The top arm reaches up, the crown of the head is reaching in the opposite direction to your back leg. So again, you're nice and lifted and opening here. Good, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, downward dog, release that leg. Give it a big shake. Whew. So when we create heat like this, we're leading ourselves into a beautiful release. And these were some of the poses that I first established or realised many years ago could really help me open my hips. So bring your left foot forward, ready for poses on the other side. So I'm just going to turn myself round so I can be with you. So warrior one, find your warrior one. And then we're going to release the heel. Good, release the heel. Lowering down here. Arms reaching up, shoulders down. So nice and strong and long here. Stretching out from here. Remember those suspenders or braces. Remember that engagement of your core. So we want to feel like we're tucking the tailbone long, and this brings our pelvis to neutral and brings this into a stretch more. The hip flexor at the front of the leg. Good, nice strong back leg. And let's open this to warrior two. So hips are open. So what I really like to focus on here is you can even hold your hands on your hips. So as you lower, if your hips start to go forwards, not to the side, then you've gone too far. Let's keep these really open hips. The knee stays over the ankle, and this glute is doing the work here. Good, lovely. When you're ready, arms opening, chest opening. Ooh, beautiful. So feel the strength through this leg. Breathing here, breathe it out. Good, we're going to move on to our reverse warrior from here. So we're turning the left palm up, windmilling the arms back, keeping lifting here through the armpit, yeah? Really nice lift. This is a beautiful pose, and for years I thought this was a back bend. So I would face forward and lean back and find a bit of crunching here. So if you're getting the same, keep this right hip pulling back. So your back hip pulls back, you're lifting up with the armpit. And so this way it's a side bend, yeah? It's supposed to be a side bend here. Good, let's windmill the arms the other way, side angle pose. Keeping contact with the back leg, pressing through your feet, that you're grounding your anchor, your connection with the earth. What a beautiful role your feet have to keep you connected with the ground, with Mother Earth. So feel that lifting, feel that support. You've got endless, constant support from the earth, so let's just really use that and really be grateful for that. Good, as you inhale, bring yourself to triangle pose. Oh, really does create some heat, yeah? So if you're in triangle pose, you want to think about sending the hips, tucking the pelvis. So wherever we are here, we're not leaning the chest forward, we're windmilling it open to the sky and lifting with that top arm. Really opening in every which way. Don't you love that saying, every which way? Try and use that at least once a day, and that's my quota for today. Good, inhale. Let's bring it back to warrior two. Exhale, down. Press it back. Give that leg a lovely big shake. And then bring it down into a wide knee child's pose. Forehead comes down, knees are wide. Just drop into your hips. Drop into your heart. What are you feeling here? Letting your breath catch up with you. And when you're ready, let's meet in table pose. We're going to do a couple of lovely stretches now to finish. Just use some of that heat. So hopefully you can really feel the warmth in your hips. And let's work that out now. So step the right foot forward into your pigeon pose. Lizard pose. So bring that foot forward. And you either stay here on the hands. If you want to come down to elbows and you don't come all the way down, you can use your blocks. You can also shuffle your foot forward more if you want a little bit more. Bring yourself down to your elbows and just send your breath all into this beautiful hip space. Good. Just letting it go. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. So often when we come to hip opening work, we can start to release here and the tension just moves somewhere else. So often our shoulders or our heart space. So if you can keep your shoulders loose, loosen your jaw, and just let the breath carry away that tension. So you're breathing in spaciousness. You're breathing out closeness. You're breathing in light. I'm breathing out dark. Breathing in opportunity. And breathing out anything that's fixed. We're going to bring ourselves back onto our hands if you're not already, and shuffle the foot across. So this is one of my favourite combos, just go straight into pigeon. So the right foot is now on the left side of the mat, right knee on the right side, just check you're nice and even here. So if you fall into the right, use something underneath this hip, keep you nice and level. When you're ready, just bring it down. Oh, and just let it out. Let's come to an ocean breath together. So our ocean breath, we breathe in deeply through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. So breathing in like a wave. Inhale. One more. Inhale. And as you inhale on your next breath, press it back to your all fours. Give that leg a lovely, lovely shake. And just sit back on your heels. Just take a moment between sides. Notice what's going on in your hips. And let's take it to the other side. Left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. So just slightly outside. Then you find your lizard pose. I'm going to call it pigeon. I don't know why. Bring yourself down to your elbows. Remember, if you can't come down to your elbows, stay on your wrists or bring some blocks or a cushion. You can be quite strong on the wrists after a little while here. And I like to also keep my toes tucked in this pose because I have a tendency to roll to one side. Oh, let's breathe it out. Breathe in that peace and release anything that's in conflict within you. Breathe in the yin energy, your feminine, soft energy. And start to breathe out any of that doing yang energy. We don't need that here. We're starting to soften down, ready for relaxation. You're breathing in love. Oh, breathe out anything that feels like the opposite of love. Anything closed. Good. Bring yourself back onto your hands if you're not already. Shuffle that foot across. Find your pigeon pose. So your left knee is down on the left side of the mat. Left foot is on the right side of the mat. I like to open my foot a little bit more. But just make sure that this back leg is going out backwards and you're on the top of the thigh here. So you're bringing yourself down. You might come down onto those blocks or cushions. You might come all the way down. Just relax yourself down onto your forearms. Send your energy, your focus into your hip. Is there something there you can let go of now? Can you unfold a little bit further? Tell your body it's safe. You're safe. Your hips are safe to open. And let's find 3 ocean breaths together. Inhale. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Good. As we inhale, bring the legs around to the front. Give them a nice little shake. Find your way down onto your back. We're just going to bring the feet to floor, knees bent, arms out to the side, and just roll out anything left in the lower back. So hip release can really symbolize quite a lot of emotion. We need to move those emotions through our body. Emotions are that emotion. They want to move, and sometimes we're holding them in the spaces that we're holding and in the big muscles of our body. Our hips are the biggest muscles, and they can end up acting like a tourniquet if they're tight here, stopping the blood flow through your body, stopping the energy flow. So it's really, really important to open the hips. Good, then bring the knees into the chest, continue that side to side. And as you inhale, just take a full body stretch and just allow your hips to open, your feet to be wider than hips, the palms to face the sky, shoulders away from the ears, and do just lift up your pelvis, place it back down, allow it to be nice and released here. Just let everything go now. Breathing in that love for your body. Breathing out anything that's still lingering, that doesn't serve your highest good. Relax your jaw. Your whole face just rolls into a hammock between your ears. Your neck is soft. And allow that softness just to flow through your body, down your ribs, your tummy, your lower back, to your hips, glowing and flowing now. Your legs and your feet. Noticing where your breath goes as it starts to slow down, deepen and lengthen. And just take a moment to be grateful. Grateful for the movement that you can do, grateful for your body. We're so often looking at what our bodies aren't, but let's just celebrate what they are, how amazing they are. Just be grateful to yourself. And to Mother Earth for providing this beautiful, supportive love. She holds you whenever you need her. Always, actually. And let's just bring the knees into the chest. So if you're doing this at home and you want more Shavasana, please do take more Shavasana. Just let the rest of the video play out and then just take some time for you, but otherwise bringing yourself to a comfortable seated position. Roll the shoulders back. Just notice how your hips feel now. Hands come to heart center. Press them into your heart space. Your heart is a total part of every yoga practice, leading you, releasing, allowing all those things stuck in your body to be released. So let's just thank ourselves for this release, for this opening, for this beautiful practice. And a lovely way to release even more is to get out into nature. So just thinking about seeing if you can do that as much as possible. Just breathing in 2 more long, deep breaths. And just ending on a thought that you are enough. Wherever you are today is wherever you're meant to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Lots of love, everybody. Namaste. Thank you.